It's Memorial Day 2026. I'm at the Fairmount Cemetery in Denver, Colorado on Quebec, and I'm here to visit my great-grandparents and Simpson family grave in lot 32. This is the marker that was paid for the entire family, the 2 parents and the 6 children. Dundas Morley and his wife Jane came here from Scotland with their son Bert, and subsequently had a number of other children, again 6 in total, one of whom I'm named for, Norman Morley Simpson. Jane was sadly the first to pass, and the 3 youngest children were still quite young. Morley died in 1918, as did his brother Norman, and that left Dundas and the other children. Dundas died in New Mexico in 1945 and was brought here to be buried. Subsequently, his oldest son Bert, who had fought in World War I, passed in a home for old soldiers. I believe, well, back east. And they brought his body here in 1948, a few years after his father died. Now, the remaining 3 spaces were intended for the remaining children, my grandmother Jean and her younger brother and sister John and Mary. Jean passed before I was born in 1957. She had married my grandfather Richard Pence, but subsequently married Dr. Josel, and so her body was brought here, but John and Mary's family opted to have their remains not brought here. Sorry for the tremor, part of age. When my mother died 20 years ago this weekend, she wanted to be buried next to her mother, even though she never visited Denver. The 3 children, Jean, Mary, and John, had moved to Oregon when Jean married Richard, and subsequently to California. So their families never lived here in Denver either. And when the time comes, as eerie as it may seem, I have opted to be laid to rest here as well. So the very effective leadership here at Fairmount Cemetery already has my name and year of birth. So I'm here to continue to do my work to honor their memory and preserve that for family, to remember my mother and those who came before on this Memorial Day 2026. So it's always a sobering experience to visit a grave of loved ones, of ancestors. It reminds us of our mortality, and of course, particularly when we know that someday we shall be joining them. I have had a lot of different lessons in my life. One that has meaning for me today is from Psalm 90, and I will share an excerpt. Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were born, you gave birth to the earth and the world. Even from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You turn mortals back into dust and say, return, you sons of mankind. For 1,000 years in your sight are like yesterday when it passes by, or like a watch in the night. You have swept them away like a flood. They fall asleep. In the morning they are like grass that sprouts anew. In the morning it flourishes and sprouts anew. Toward evening it wilts and withers away. So teach us to number our days, that we may present to you a heart of wisdom. May the kindness of the Lord our God be upon us, and confirm for us the work of our hands. Yes, confirm for us the work of our hands.